Hey,
I'll write that book.
Mine are reading it right now.
I know Bill loves it. Oh, he's on because he's
Uh-oh.
recording. Oh, there's
Oh.
our fearless leader.
hey guys, sorry about that.
There he is.
Did you get any texts?
I did. I got like 12 of them. Good job, guys. I was meeting with Phil doing my annual review, and I don't think that we've ever ended a meeting on time ever. So I told him like at like 11 o'clock, okay, I got to be as close to 12 as humanly possible. So 5 minutes, 6 minutes after, like it's best we've ever done. So
Awesome.
All right.
and I still have a job, so annual review went good.
There you go.
That's always good.
Right.
Step in the right direction, man.
I know, right? How are you guys doing?
Good.
Great.
Good.
Well,
Yeah, good. Good. Hey, Mr. John Burdett, would you mind praying for us?
glad to.
Okay.
Father, we love you. We thank you so much for how you love us and how you want to use us and how you're doing that, and just working on those goals earlier with the strategic plan, just getting more and more excited about what you're doing, big picture. We just continue to pray for just this gospel advancing movement, Lord, for the 30,000 by 2025, and just using us to do our part in our context and our part of the world for your glory. And Lord, just bless our time together and each of our own families and our ministries, Lord. I just pray that we get the rest that we need and the encouragement that we need, and certainly spend the time with you that we need to be fueled and led by your Spirit. Thank you for Jason. And glad he's still got a job. Thankful that. Thankful for his leadership, Lord, and just be with us as we rally together here for a few moments, and as we seek you and seek to do what you've called us to do, and how collectively that all fits into the big picture. Thank you most of all for Jesus, and Lord, help us to continue to faithfully share the good news of Jesus. And we pray it in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I was hoping we were going to see Tyree on here with his, big puffy cheeks, after his.
Ooh, yeah, wisdom. I want to see a video.
I was hoping we'd get some like goofy words out of him or something.
Yeah.
Hey, I'd love to hear from you guys how this last month has gone connecting with you guys.
We had a good time. We did the first time we connected. We're doing third Thursdays of the month, third Mondays.
Okay.
And Brandon and with Nate, and really spent some time just praying for each other, getting to know each other. And then we went over all the stuff we needed to do for retreat. And then I just got added Carrie as well, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
And so I sent her an email asking her if third Mondays worked for her, and I haven't heard back.
Okay.
Mine are going good. I mean, most of my guys are guys that I onboarded, so I've got 2 guys that didn't, but I know them already, and we're meeting every second Thursday at 2. Besides today, I bumped it to 3. So yeah, we're doing good, man. A couple of the guys haven't gotten their books yet, leadership dedication books. So I told them just to go ahead, and one of them got it this week, and so I told them just go ahead and read it through the retreat, and then we talk about the retreat.
Okay. Yeah, I would say for you guys, for all of you guys, if you hear that any of your guys don't have a book that they're supposed to have, just if you want to reach out to Jillian, let her know. Make sure that she has. She doesn't know if she can't get it to him. It's probably because because some of you guys had it already. She just asked, "Hey, who doesn't have it?" And so if someone didn't respond to an email, she can't read their mind.
It's true.
Yeah, kind of difficult.
Put that in the job description and tell her she needs to work on that.
Work on that one. Yeah, personal growth.
I'd be careful what you say to a pregnant lady.
Amen.
Just saying.
You're a smart man, Mr. Bill.
Pretty funny.
We haven't been able to.
Go ahead,
I'm gonna
Josh.
meet
We haven't
with
been
my
able-
guys.
No, Gustavo, you please.
After this, I'm gonna have my call with CTs. It will be our first. So looking forward for that. I know Mark Lepard. We talked extensively before, and Quill as well. I'm hoping Stu can make it, and yeah, we can. I'm looking forward for that, just to get to know each other better and see if they were able to read some of the book or just be able to connect and pray for them. Any advice for first time meeting? I'm open to it.
Anything you guys want to?
Like what Bill said, we prayed a lot and then went over the retreat.
Good.
Yeah, and my guys had some questions, about getting our strategic plan, just questions on how to build that. So we kind of walked through that, and I think I'm still getting questions in about that. So I think that's a big one too.
Yeah.
Especially since it's due Monday. So.
What? Yeah, I agree. I think that this strategic, I've had a lot of guys, calling me, or they would send in their strategic plan, and they just, they sent in the CT strategic plan and they put their ministry plan on there, which is fine. I'm happy to know what they're planning on doing for their ministry. But we're looking for the CT plan. So, or they'll write their strategic plan, but not call out any specific numbers, which I think that's probably one of the biggest hurdles to overcome in youth ministry is actually calling it out. Somehow we think that it's unspiritual to, say a number. But what Greg says, there's a whole book called Numbers. So
That's right.
don't be afraid of it.
Right.
My
yeah,
group
good.
went pretty well. Luke is absolutely, he gets it, he loves it, and he's killing it. So it's really a blessing to be able to be encouraged by Luke and Daniel too, for that matter. They're both great guys. So one of them didn't have the book, one of them did. We discussed it a little bit. We talked about the concepts of the book, and then we talked about the retreat, kind of like everybody else. So I was very encouraged and feel like these smaller groups are going to be a good thing.
Yeah, when I get back from Israel, I just connected with David and Nick. We were going to meet this last Tuesday, but David had a bit of a family emergency. So because it's just three of us, if one of us can't make it, we didn't feel like it made sense to meet. So we're gonna meet this next Tuesday, and we just decided to do first 5 chapters of the book this week, and try to meet again this month before the CT retreat. To play a little catch up. So yeah, that's where we're at, but we haven't met yet, but we just kind of started kind of stealing Selby's just prayer chain, texting, and just trying to ask each other a couple times a week, how can we be praying for each other? And so hopefully those calls we'll be able to fill each other in on how those things are going and stuff. So that's about all we've done so far.
Good.
Cool. Yeah, definitely appreciate all the work you guys are putting into these groups. So one of the things that we're going to be doing at the retreat is Greg and I are going to be meeting with all you guys, all the master trainers. Gustavo, we'll make sure that we send you a Zoom invite, so hopefully you're available and can join us. But one of the things we want to talk about there is the strategy behind a master trainer program, which obviously has, it's kind of an evolving process. You guys have done a lot to speak into that. So just kind of want to debrief about what's been going on in the last couple months and, what are ways that we can make it better, what things that we can need to do a little bit differently. So just continue to be thinking about those sorts of things, and then we'll basically just get to spend some time chatting with each other about that at the retreat. So definitely appreciate, we've gotten a lot of strategic plans there. Jillian has gotten several strategic plans in. So, keep encouraging your guys to try and get them in on Monday. Definitely excited about that. So just to let you guys know what we're going to be doing with at the retreat with the strategic plans is on Monday, the first session, Greg is going to be talking. You can be kind of opening the session with a little bit about the bigger picture, bigger vision of 130,000 gospel advancing ministries globally. Each of us has kind of that own piece that we're going to crack off. We're going to own that over the next 8 years or 7 years now, and then gonna be asking each of the guys like, what is your piece of that? So obviously that's a question that hopefully they've been already thinking through as they've been developing these strategic plans. But then we're actually on that Monday, we're gonna give everyone back a copy of their strategic plan, and then give them the next day to really be thinking and praying. And Greg's gonna give them those instructions, but spend time thinking and praying about the plan that they've written, and is there, do they need to adjust it at all? Either add or take away, or tweak it, and it can be kind of a living, working document over the course of the retreat. But then on one of the Josh, you're like spinning in circles.
That was pretty awesome.
It was pretty cool. So then
you got in a wreck.
So then what we're gonna be doing towards the end of the retreat then is I'm gonna be collecting all those back and kind of putting a presentation together and saying, hey, let's take a look at all these plans. We're going to overlay them over top of each other. Like, what is the cumulative number of gospel advancing ministries, that the 50 certified trainers are pursuing? And right now I can tell you that I've gotten about 30% back. So of the 50, 15 of the 50, and we already have nearly 9,000 gospel advancing ministries committed to. So it's pretty stinking awesome. So I'm excited as we, get more of those back, how that's going to continue to grow. And so just want to give you guys a heads up on that. As you guys are connecting with your groups, and if you haven't done that yet, it's not a huge deal. We can even get this question answered at the retreat while most of us are all there together. But remember when we were chatting last time, I was asking you guys to try and find out, like, for your own groups as well as for the groups of the guys, that you're kind of overseeing, what city do they plan on going to lead the cause if they're planning on going, and then how many do they think they're going to bring? It's going to help us with forecasting. And then the next question after that is, okay, all of us are, should be coaching a couple other youth pastors. So the people that we're coaching, what's the likelihood that they're going to be coming to lead the cause? And obviously we all know that going from like never having heard of lead the cause to actually showing up with a group can take up to 24 months. So, definitely be encouraging you guys with that if the guys they're coaching are brand new, they never heard about this stuff, and they've already got summer plans, like, we don't need to guilt them into trying to come. I do think that a strategy that Daniel Goebel used this last year, which I think would be great and something for you guys to encourage your groups to do, is that he's committed every year to bringing and scholarshiping one other youth pastor to come with him. So last year he brought a guy, his name is Jason, brought him out. He's from Utah somewhere, but Idaho, from Idaho. So anyways, he brought him out so Daniel picked him up and brought him to Denver and hung out the whole week together, and super cool. So, and now this year he's gonna be bringing the group. So definitely a great strategy. A lot easier for a youth pastor to get away than change their whole summer plan. So good strategy for that. Cool.
If his budget covered that, or did he pay for that himself, or do you know?
I don't. I think that he budgeted for it, or raised money for it. I'm not sure.
Cool.
Which one.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Andy, how's the other guys were all sharing how things have been going, meeting with your group of CTs?
Yeah, met with them yesterday. Started talking through what a regional Monday would look like. Just kind of seeded the conversation, saying to be continued at the December gathering. So, because there's a few questions that obviously I think that we probably need to work through even when we're on the ground there about when it comes to piecing our region together with all the other regions. Is Dare to Share going to, maybe if we can get everything together, like a mini tour, and Dare to Share do something in their front end to help those that are on our radar, et cetera, just so we can know how to scale it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and then I also gave them just vision about us not being a region just on an event, like the one day, but like this is just something that we do as an overflow of being gospel advancing. So encouraging them to go into their networks. And so one of the things that we'll do as a follow-up up to December is we're going to find a kind of a common ground, a meeting place to where the two guys from the Twin Cities, Bloomington Normal, that is, and then my Wisconsin guys, we can get together. And, then we'll go from there and start putting things together. But also it gives me an opportunity to help coach them. But one thing that I reminded them was make no mistake, like I'll learn from them as well too, you know?
Yeah, definitely going to be.
Good. It was a good primer. So.
Good. Anything additional that you guys need from me with the guys you're working with between now and the retreat?
Well, I got a question concerning one of the things that kind of came up when it came to the retreat, or when it came to the one day, that maybe might be a good conversation to have here instead of almost come across as an ambush at the retreat. But will there be any budget per se to help out, to help make sure that, just to help any of these events? Like, is there any budget, or should we just say, nope, we need to make this happen, be creative with it?
I know we're in the middle of building our budget because we're switching to the calendar year. I would say don't count on a budget. I mean, I think that you'll be able to count on some sort of marketing help, whether that's posting the tour on the website, maybe if it's even just on the certified trainer section of the website, certainly under the training tab. Beyond that, I don't know that I would I don't plan on any budget. And if I am able to, wiggle some budget for that, then we could possibly make that work.
Well, and then the other question is, do you think it's a possibility to maybe have Greg teach a 20-minute, like, high quality session that we could show at each one of these? Then we can kind of introduce people to Greg, and it brings up the quality up even another notch to where we can advertise Greg part of our event.
I like that idea.
So, but I'd like to do it like something to where it's not like just us on Zoom or like on an iPhone, like maybe something to where it could be something that we could something that we can put in the can to where it's like, oh, this is quality, So it's like 15, 20-minute thing. Maybe you get in your crew or whatever. I know that's going to cost money.
Well, actually, I just built a studio. I mean, I framed it out and built a recording studio. We're having guys come in tomorrow to advise us on lighting, so we'll figure that out.
House, or is it to share office?
In the warehouse.
That's okay. Yeah. Well, I didn't know. I thought maybe the essential oil videos were going to go up to high quality too. So.
No, and then bought two cameras that record in 4K. So
there you go. I mean, just something like that. I think they could really, because I mean, even being at LTC in Austin, a lot of people didn't know who Greg was. So when I finally referenced to Greg, they're like, "Who's that?" So it just would be helpful with that to tie in the movement, and it would help, I think, with reaching out to beyond our network influence.
Yeah, I agree. Have any of the rest of you guys been able to start a conversation about the training tour?
Well, I've had a conversation with my local network, and in fact, I did the one-day training with one of the churches in my network, which has kind of spiraled off into, I think we're finally going to get 3 of us together to start doing a GAM accountability / read gospelized group, which I'm really excited about. And Mr. Bill and I talked about it, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, but my network's getting pretty excited about it, I hope. So I'm guessing that it's not going to take a whole lot more to get it over the tipping point in the Colorado area, or at least in the central Colorado, Castle Rock area.
Nice. Well, and excuse me, so Deb Brasina goes to Northern Hills Church. I'm not sure exactly where that is. But anyways, just met with her youth pastor, Sam something or other. So it looks like he's taken steps towards really jumping on board with Gospel Advancing Ministries. So they'll try and connect him out with whoever he's closer to, either one of your 2 guys' networks. I think it's out near Brighton. Who's closer to Brighton between the 2 of you? Or is that really far away?
It's a long ways from me. Mr. Bill's muted.
So I'm probably closer, but it's still a little ways away.
Yeah.
Carrie's the closest if she's on the team now.
Yeah, Carrie would be.
Okay. Maybe I'll try and connect him with Gary.
If you're looking for closeness, I think that's the case anyway. I'd be more than willing to meet him in like Lone Tree or something, but
Okay. Any of the rest of you guys been able to have conversations with your CTs about doing that gospel advancing tour?
Not about that. We got a call coming up next Tuesday.
Okay.
And trying to figure out too, some of the other guys may have answers for this. So I got potentially 2 guys in Texas, a guy in Arkansas, and then Alabama, and then 2 of us in Kentucky. So a little bit spread out in some ways.
I was thinking about that too, John, just what you said. I think for me, it'd be better for me to pull in just for that. I mean, some of my guys that are local, but then pull in Quillman and Buddy, because they're all both from Arkansas, and do one like in Little Rock or something.
Yeah. Well, and so that what I was thinking was exactly what you guys just brought up, that if you have, John, you got guys, as you said, in Texas, Kentucky, Alabama. So in my mind, that could very well be 3 different training things. Now, as Andy, well, he's gone now, so who knows where he went. But he had asked about budget. I think there might be opportunity for budget for that. So, like if you have like a brand new certified trainer that, say like Stephen Howard in Texas, and he wants to do a gospel advancing 1-day training, where he's at, I think he's in Amarillo.
Yeah.
So if he wants to do one there, then John, there could and he's gotten some momentum. Maybe he's got, 5-10 churches that are on board and registered or whatever. I think we could have some money budgeted, like for you to travel to do that training with him. And same Chris, like for you, going up to Minnesota and work with Micah. But at the same time, like as a certified trainer, like they could very well do it themselves. I was talking with John Chronister. He was asking about that. Like, am I allowed to do it myself? Was his question. I was like, absolutely. So John's got a pretty cool situation. The guy in charge of YEC where's he at? He's in
Kentucky.
Kentucky, yeah. Has asked him to basically do a gospel advancing training tour throughout all of Kentucky and all the people that they interact with. And I said, hey, when you're near Burdett, why don't you connect with Burdett, see if he can come and do the training with you, or maybe he'll send Shane, or, whatever. So I think my hope in this is, okay, so there's 11 master trainers. Like, we don't need to just focus on just trying to do 11 trainings. Like, if you guys decide, well, hey, like, let's do, like, Chicago is big enough, that like Andy might have one in Wisconsin, and then Josh, you might lead one in like near the downtown Chicago area, and then maybe even connect with Matt Dreetz and see, Josh, maybe you and Matt do one together in the western suburbs, and then you got Ray and Andrew in central Illinois. So like, and those 2 guys could probably do it themselves. They maybe even not even need Andy to come down with them to do it. So, be thinking about like where all the guys are at regionally, and so I think that would be a good conversation for you guys to have with your groups, and then if there's places where it would make sense for for Dare to Share to maybe foot the bill to fly one of you guys in, great. But I would say first option might be, hey, if we're talking about flying someone in, let's see if the youth pastors and youth leaders are willing to pay for the event, and then let's pull the flight cost out of the the registration fees. So I would say go there first. Try and not look to Dare to Share to foot the bill. We're something for you guys to be praying about. We have about $600,000-$700,000 to raise between now and the end of the year, and we're like scrapping and scraping and trying to figure out where the heck that's going to come from. So so I can guarantee you, if I try and push too hard on getting money budgeted for events that people could very well be paying for, it probably wouldn't go over very well. So kind of just our reality, as I'm sure it's the reality for everyone in church world.
That's kind of where Mr. Bill and I both are, because like our group, mine's in Washington and his is in California.
Yeah.
But they're also pretty capable trainers. I don't see any reason why they can't do their own without us.
Yep. I would
Well,
agree
also,
with
I think we ought to work together because, like, if because we all know people from different places, so if we put on our Facebook master trainer, page, be like, hey, I've got a guy in Texas who wants to do one. Who knows people from Texas? Because I'm coaching 3 guys in Texas. It's not a certified trainer, but there probably will be at some point that like went to a Lead the Cause, and they're trying to get other people to come lead the cause. So I guess what I'm saying is we work together. And I know Mr. Bill knows a lot of people from Texas. So if we work together, I think we, just with one contact, we could get a lot of people in certain different places. We just got to talk amongst ourselves.
We talked in our group too about just even some of my newer guys, just making sure that they feel like the value added to them, they're paying into it. Sometimes they say, hey, you'll get some of the money back, whatever. It's like, okay, what if a couple of the guys got, that were doing this, for got $50 as an honorarium. So if you had $20 a person or whatever for the event or whatever, they're footing the bill. The network is to bring that guy in from the network or whatever, to where, especially the guys that are getting their feet wet, some of those CT guys, it's just an appreciation. I mean, it's not, I told the guys straight up, even how the old one days were, where those honorariums were in the flights, is like, that'd be a tall order for your first one day to be able to pay that off. That's one of the reasons why one days were not very profitable, probably, was that and Panera Bread, so,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I think this is a great conversation. I think definitely worth continuing to have. I know we're missing Aaron, Tyree, and Brian and Jeff. So, I'll post a link to this in our Master Trainer message thread. And you 4 guys need to respond. Let us know what the heck your thoughts are. Yeah.
Wow, that whatever's going on in Joshua's car is just amazing.
I think he's just flipping.
He just I think his car just flipped 3 or 4 times. Is he okay?
Yeah. Like you and me, McGowan in Texas.
And it didn't even mess up his beard. That's amazing.
There you go, Selby.
I survived.
Good. Oh, he's walking. Hallelujah. Miracle.
I met Moody. I met Moody here.
Moody.
Oh, hey. You're getting closer to me, man. So.
Cool. Hey, anything else that you guys feel like we need to chat about?
Is there a next book, or are we still doing dedication to leadership this month?
Well, it sounds like most of the groups are still kind of working through it. So I don't want to push another book on if it sounds like you guys are all still pressing on that. So one of the things that we're going to be walking through this year at the retreat, kind of the themes for the main sections of the courses, is the 5 characteristics of a movement. I know Doug Holliday brought that up, I think 2 years ago. So we're actually, as one of the gifts, we're going to be getting everyone a copy of that book. Cool. So that could be, just as coming right off the retreat, kind of pulling a little bit of an audible and going through that book next, I think might make a lot of sense. Kind of continuing the same sorts of themes and momentum from the retreat. So I'd say, encourage all you guys to finish up reading Dedication and Leadership. And then if you guys need to, get some time together at the retreat, there is some of that built right in. So I was meeting with the execs yesterday. I said, I feel like the agenda is a good balance of training, but very much unlike a typical Dare to Share rundown where there's 2 hours for dinner. Like, who does that?
Wow.
I know.
Yeah. Trouble.
Now, granted, the breaks are only 15 minutes, but, now we have 2 hours of free time on Tuesday to play broom ball.
You hear that, Naked Nick?
Naked Nick.
And Pugsley, the 2 of them, man, we're going to get those guys going.
If they both get naked, I don't know. I don't know.
Nick doesn't even need to pack a shirt.
Or pants, for that matter. Right?
Yeah, right.
You don't even.
Is he sitting right there?
No, his wife was right there. She's shaking her head. Oh, I'm sorry.
All I could think is
Oh,
if
I
he's
got the look.
sweating and he falls on the ice, he's going to stick. And you might not want to stick in certain areas. That's all I'm saying.
Anna, you need to have a conversation with your husband before you
No,
send
she
him to
didn't.
retreat.
She must have had like an alert. My door's closed. She's just looking in the window like this. She must have heard the naked Nick. It was like this.
Too funny. Hey,
Poor woman.
So one last thing, and I'll let you guys get going. There's going to be 7 different breakout sessions, 4 on Monday at the retreat, and then 3 on Tuesday. So one of them on Tuesday is for all of the master trainers. So you guys already have one selected for you. We're going to record all the training, all the breakout sessions. So you guys don't have to worry about that. But I'm going to be sending out an Eventbrite. Well, actually, it'll be Jillian, not me. I mean, who we kidding here? She's going to send it out. We're going to post little videos kind of overviewing what the breakout sessions are, along with the Eventbrite link so people can sign up. Our goal is to have like 12 to 15 people in each breakout session, kind of keep them small. So as you guys may have your own, some of you guys said you had texting that you do, with your group, or I know Tyree's got his own Facebook page for his group. But just after that gets pumped out, make sure you encourage you guys to go in there and sign up for one so we can get as much ahead of time planned as possible. So. Cool.
Yeah, Jason, I had one question. Some of my guys are asking, a couple of them are asking, they haven't got their books yet. And
Yeah, I was going to say.
Are they going to be able to get those at the retreat? Should I just tell them just wait till the retreat?
Like the onboarding books, the 3 Gospel Eyes and 3 Field Guide?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if they haven't, then that might make the most sense for them to just hold off and grab them.
I'll tell them.
Yeah.
Save you guys some money.
It'll save us some shipping. So if you want to have them, whoever those folks are that are missing books, just send Jill, or maybe you guys, if you know who they are, send Jillian a quick email and say, hey, these 3 guys are missing their onboarding books and business cards and all that kind of stuff. Could we just have that ready? Ask her if she could have it ready for the retreat instead of shipping it.
Okay.
So
perfect.
Good stuff, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, appreciate you guys.
Hey, Jason, one more thing
too,
concerning our region. So, their master plan. Do you want that all nailed out by the time we're there in December?
The strategic plan for the street.
Yeah.
Get as much of it done as you can. Send it in to Jillian by Monday, if possible. Whatever you have done by Monday.
I'm saying my group, because some of my guys are fresh. Like Kirby and Justin. They're still trying to figure out what this is all about. So. Yeah.
Point them to that section on the portal about strategic planning, and there's a document that actually let me just go ahead and pull that up. See exactly what I'm talking about. And once we get Scotty up and running, I'm actually gonna probably pull it off of the portal and create something right on Scotty. So I think it'll be easier. It's because then it's easier for me to control it versus having to go through a web designer to switch anything up. Do a quick share screen here. Okay, so logged onto the portal, scrolling down to strategic planning. So this is a video that I did, a little iPhone video just of, hey, here's what we'd be looking for a strategic plan, both for your youth ministry and for you as a certified trainer. And then this document basically describes that process as well. And then this is the blank sheet for them as a CT. This is the blank one that is basically for their ministry. So I would point them here and say, hey, go check out the portal, watch this video, read through this document, start filling it out, and then start coaching them from there. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Okay, and is there anything besides the onboarding books that they should have?
The onboarding, we need to get them, if they're not already on the Facebook group, you guys are welcome to invite them into there. You should be able to do that. And then the message thread, they should have business cards.
Okay.
Leadership and development, right?
And dedication and leadership, yeah. Guys who get onboarded after the CT retreat, you know, I don't know that we want to send them too many books. You know, I don't know that you guys are going to want to have like 3 discussions on 3 different books going on at the same time. Like whenever they onboard, they just jump in with that book.
Good.
So
I was going to ask you that question. That answers my question then.
Yep.
Awesome.
I think that'd be a wise choice to help all of us. Cool. Any last questions? Josh, keep all 4 wheels on the ground, eh? Gustavo, good seeing you on the call, bud.
Yeah, Gustavo, good seeing you, man.
Good to see you, brother.
You have electricity.
No, we don't, but we're grinding.
You're
My
right.
phone was charged and everything was working. I missed you guys.
Yep. Hey, man, I'm doing a funeral in 2 days, and half their family just flew in from Puerto Rico. So maybe you know that.
Because Gustavo knows everyone on the island, I'm pretty sure.
Everyone knows him.
Not everyone, but the 3.5 million, I know about 3.4. So.
That's really good, man. For the cause.
Yeah.
Well, there's some goals for your next million.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, and so Gustavo, and this obviously goes for anyone who you guys are in contact with that can't be at the retreat. Jillian's putting Zoom calls together for the entire retreat, for all the main sessions, and I think for a couple of the breakout sessions. So you guys should be able to, if you have guys that aren't able to come for whatever reason, they can watch, they can jump in through Zoom, and that way you'll be able to participate. I know last year we just broadcasted on Facebook Live, but then it's hard to do anything except chat. This way, obviously with Zoom, you know, you'll at least be able to interact when it's appropriate. So yeah, should be good. All right, thanks guys.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, bro. See y'all.
Adios.
Adios.
See you guys.
See you guys.
See you,
See you
team.
soon.
See ya.